But Tyrone, tell me about yourself. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised right here in I was born in Bellingham. Ran around a little bit down here, not too much when I was younger, but for the most part, right here in Washington State, though.
Oh, gotcha. Well, tell me about your home life. What was it like growing up for you?
I didn't really have a home life, really. I kind of grew up in in foster care, you know. So
Gotcha.
really didn't have a home life, really.
Were you with the foster care like a family, or just the system?
Just the system. I wasn't never placed in like one solid place. They just kept moving me around, you know.
Gotcha. And just you, no siblings?
Yeah, just me.
Just you. Gotcha. Well, I guess tell me about that system. What's that system like? Being like in that system?
Shitty. There was never no. I didn't have family. I didn't have family members around me. It was always new faces around me. You know, it was kind of scary. You know, me being so young, being around people I didn't know.
Yeah.
And just stressful. You know, just a lot of stress. You know, just being bounced from place to place all the time, and it just wasn't just nerve-wracking. You know, it sucked.
When you went into foster care, how old were you?
Oh man, since I was a baby.
Since just infant?
Yeah.
Since infant, gotcha. And this is what I hear, you age out at 18, right? And then what happens at 18?
The system, the foster care system kicks you out at age 18 and basically tells you, okay, you're on your own now, see ya. Basically how it went.
And this was in Bellingham or Seattle?
Well, this was here.
Seattle, wow. And so what did you do?
I had a job, but I had a job, but didn't really. I tried to hold it down, but I knew it wasn't going to last forever. But I tried to stay in my GD program. I knew that wasn't going to last. Once I turned 18, it was kind of like, yeah, what do I do next? You know, like what's my next move going to be? You know, like when I started hanging around other people that were doing, you know, illegal things downtown, and I kind of fell in that walk of life and ended up going to prison 4 times because of it, and kind of wish I didn't fall into that lifestyle, but I did, and
Yeah.
it kind of sucks. You know, there's really no benefit from it, and it's just a shitty situation all around, you know.
Yeah, I mean, my guess is you didn't have, I don't know, anybody saying, hey, this way or
you
that
didn't have
way.
no proper guidance.
Guidance, mentors, support.
I mean, my foster mom, she did what she could for me, you know, and like I still talk to her, you know. It's been a while since I talked to her, but even after, you know, the state told me I had to leave, you know, she's like, you know, if you ever want, you know, something to eat, you could always come here and get a warm plate to eat, you know, and just, you know, like, all right, and, you know, I talk to her, you know, every now and again, but, you know, I haven't talked to her recently, but,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
she's doing well.
that's a beautiful invitation, you know, to know you have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you're 18, do you go into a place to like a housing or?
So they have like youth housing and stuff like that. People are like from like 18 to 25.
Okay.
And then like, I don't know, it just varies. They have other like halfway houses or group homes that, you know, you can get into around here, but that wasn't really like on my, you know, to-do list or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think about when I was 18, and if I had to like go into something like that, it sounds terrifying.
Yeah, being around new faces, I'm the type to where if I'm around new faces, I get real quiet, you know, and I kind of just watch my surroundings, and, you know, I'm always just, you know, I've always been that way. I've always just been a real quiet type of person.
Observing.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. So in your 20s, you said you're like in and out of prison.
Yeah.
And then you get out. I don't know how old you are now.
36.
But you get out of prison at what age?
What when my last time?
Sure.
I go see. I'm 36. I turned 30. See, my last one was I had my DOC prison-based DOSA revoked.
Okay.
And they sent me back for the remaining of my time, which I didn't have that much time. I think I had like it was like 190 days left or something like that. Like so, a little over 3 months I had left, and they revoked me on that and sent me back. I only did like maybe a month and a half at Shelton, and then I was released from Shelton and then I came back. So it wasn't very long. My last one I got out in 2017. I did 20 months then, which I wasn't no big time, but still 20 months is 20 months, but never really did no significant amount of time in prison. Thank God I haven't. I think 20 months is about the longest prison stint I've ever did,
And so tell me the process, like when you get out, what do they point you in the right direction? Like what happens when you get out?
Kinda. So you got a caseworker in there that kind of helps you like get down that road. Like am I going to be on food stamps? Am I going to need food stamps when I get out? They try to help you with government assistance and help get an ID and like
right.
Try to go to like a Oxford house or something, like clean and sober living environment. And they have a lot of people that it's called the TOP program. It's transitional transitioning offender program or something like that. Basically, it's a program it's a voucher program that helps you pay for the Oxford house.
Okay.
So it's like
so you have to pay for that.
No, so DOC pays for that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They pay for it unless you get into trouble. If you get into trouble, then they'll take it from you, and then you have to get re-put back on the list.
Gotcha.
So like any like really small minor infractions, they'll take that from you and be like, nah, you gotta start at the bottom of the list again.
Did you ever like do that program or anything?
No.
Gotcha.
Nope, never had, because I had, on my prison-based DOSA sentence, because I didn't have no more time to do that, and they revoked me on that case number. I only had 3 months to do it. It wasn't long enough for me to have that voucher for it.
Oh, gotcha.
So they were like, I don't even qualify for that. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to voucher anybody. So.
Well, so when you get out, you're just on the street?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about your current situation. Where are you at, Tyrone, now?
My current situation is I am homeless and struggling with addiction, but I'm trying to better myself. I want to better myself, but it's kind of hard using fentanyl because it's such a powerful drug. It's kind of hard to, it's not that easy to just wake up one day and be like, I'm gonna stop using. It's not that easy, and it's like I find myself like wanting to stop, but then it's all around me, and it's just like if it's around me, I'm gonna use it. That's just my addictive thinking. So my addictive thinking takes over, and then I get high, and it's just like I feel good for a little while, and then that wears off, and I'm like, damn, what's next? But
Well, what do you see, Tyrone, for your future? Like, let's just say I don't even, like, as I'm asking this question, I don't even know what that would look like of how somebody gets into recovery who's unhoused. Like, I don't know of I don't know personally of programs where you can kind of knock on the door and say, hey, I'm done with this. I need help.
So actually, some Oxford houses will do it. I don't know the ones that will, but I've heard some Oxford houses that'll allow you to come in depending on if they have open bed spaces.
Just like show up and be
just to show
oh,
up.
wow.
But usually a lot of them are for like people who are coming out of prison or people who've already, you know, like for instance, like their families already called the place and paid for their bedding and paid for a spot, you know, and it's just, you know, I have heard of a few spots that, you know, you can show up and like, hey, I'm done, I need help, you know, I want a sober place to live.
Yeah.
You know, and then they, from what I've heard, they usually put you on like an agreement plan. I'm like, okay, we'll allow you to be here, just don't use or bring no drugs in on the property. And I mean, I've never seen it happen, but I've heard of things like that happening.
So, yeah, I guess in that example, that's an opportunity if you want it. To find an Oxford house, I don't know where those are even, but
they're
exist.
all over King County. King County has a lot of them.
Oh, there are. Yeah,
but there's mainly South King County, like
okay.
Tukwila and
Gotcha.
SeaTac and Federal Way.
So yeah, let's just play that narrative out. Tyrone, you get clean and off of fentanyl, which I hear this desire you want to do. What do you want for yourself?
What I want is a better way of living. You know, like I've lived like this for quite some time, and it's just like I'm done. Like I don't want to do this no more. Like, I'm getting too old. And it's taking a wear and tear on my body, and there's nothing. It sucks being homeless out here. You know, it sucks being out here in the cold. You know, and I mean, there's nothing positive about it at all. You know, and like I understand there's a lot of people that look down on it, you know, and they frown upon it, which is understandable because, you know, I would hate for me and my kid to be walking down the road and have him or her see somebody smoking dope or shooting up dope. You know, that would kind of piss me off too, you know. So like when I see that, I kind of get mad at people like, hey man, be discreet about it, you know, or, you know, get the hell out of here, you know, it's just, I don't know. But I try to be discreet when I'm using, you know, I try not to be all out in the open, you know, and like in public, you know, about it, but there's times where I've gotten seen by people and I'm sure they've called the cops, but by then I'm already long gone before the cops even show up anyway,
yeah.
So.
And just, you know, a quick thought on, you know, drug use. There's a lot of illegal drugs. There's a lot of legal drugs,
Mm-hmm.
and you can define that in a lot of different ways. There's a lot of bars around here.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, alcohol. It's just kind of there's different things.
Not my thing. Alcohol's not my thing.
Yeah.
I used to drink when I was younger, but I don't really like drinking too much. With me, I get real ornery and violent when I start to drink.
Affects you in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's not for me. I get.
But my point is, there's a lot of drugs around.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, again, legal ones as well as illegal. As we wrap up, a question I like to ask is, Tyrone, is there anything that you'd want the people of Seattle to know?
No, not really. I mean, everybody. No, not that I can think of. No.
All right, man. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it, man. Good to hear your voice.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Hang in there. Grab that little mic.